What's up, Hilo News family? This show is brought to you by Baptist Health Pine App. Healthcare at your fingertips with the Pine App. Head to HiloNewsMiami.com right now where you can download the Pine App and get more information about what Baptist Health is doing. Thank you for tuning in. This was awesome. Thank you for tuning in. What's up, Hilo News family? Welcome to another episode of Can We Talk? Our show where we talk to people doing dope things in the community. And right now it's election season. So what? We're talking to candidates that you need to know. And today we have a really special guest. I'm really excited to have this candidate on because we don't see a lot of women who look like her running for this office. So without further ado, I want to bring my guest to the show, Aramis Ayala. Aramis, did I say your name correct?
You did. You said it right. You said it like you know me. You said it like you know what I do. Yes, Aramis Ayala.
Got it. Thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate it. And thank you for choosing local media because that is very important that candidates, speak to us too.
Well, thank you for having me. And local is where it matters, especially as a grassroots candidate, as a person who has been on the ground, even though it's a statewide election, it is important because local is how I'm going to win the race.
Yes, ma'am. And you already got it. You got it going. But we're going to jump right into the interview. I want people to know a little bit more about you. So tell me, a little bit about your background and where you're from. If you're from South Florida, let us know what neighborhood or what high school you went to. And if you're a transplant, let us know where you're residing right now.
Awesome. All right. So my name again is Aramis Ayala, and I'm originally from Michigan. That's still home for me. My dad is there. My grandmother's there. That's where I went to college, University of Michigan, law school, University of Detroit. And about 20 years ago, I relocated to sunny Florida. And I came here for a minute and I never left. Met my husband here, finished getting another degree, started my career here, passed the bar here, and I've built a political career here as well. But these are the people who I represent. This is home, and I live in Central Florida and the Orlando area with my wonderful, amazing husband and our two daughters who are 8 and 10 years old. So just a regular person doing regular things, but pushing for justice, and that's what I stand for.
Yes. And, speak about justice, you're running for judge. So tell us about the position that you're running for, the exact title, and why it was important for you to run for this position.
So I'm running to be Florida's next attorney general. And, unfortunately, many people don't even know what the job is because we haven't had an attorney general who's truly been for the people. When you think at the federal level, the attorney general, everyone's talking about Merrick Garland, everyone's talking about the person doing the job and the investigations. For the state of Florida, we have the same opportunity to have someone fight for us, protect our constitutional rights, ensure that corporate greed doesn't overtake us, all of the housing, the things that we're going through right now in this legislative session. It is the attorney general's job to stop all of the unconstitutional laws that are passing, from the voting rights to the woke stuff. But again, who doesn't want to be woke? That's a whole nother thing. Topic for another day, I guess. Don't say gay, education rights. These are things that should have been nipped in the bud by the attorney general from the very beginning. If you are more concerned about being the governor's personal attorney than the people's attorney, which is your job under the Constitution, you probably shouldn't have that job, which is why I'm running to be the next one.
Ooh, Yes, and please excuse me. I said judge, I meant attorney general, but it all isn't in the justice field. You know what? Can you tell me, especially with the significance of Ketanji Brown, Judge Ketanji Brown, and a lot of Black women are running for office. Can you tell me why it's important to have representation in attorney general office, especially in the state of Florida?
You know, people mistake the idea of filling quotas of, oh, I gave those people a chance. You know, I gave women an opportunity, or it's something a favor for me. Diversity, it benefits all of us because it is a voice that is diverse, that represents more people. It's about having a seat at the table so that your perspective is represented. For far too long, our justice system has been represented by rich conservative white males. And if we are going to have the diverse state that we do have, where we have Black and brown people, there are Latinos, there are Black people from all different islands, there are women, there's our LGBTQ, there's immigrants, there's people from everywhere. If we're not going to have representation from everywhere, then we don't have a representative democracy. And that's what we need to have. It is about having that voice that sounds like yours. It's no different than, you know, why you buy your little Black girl Black dolls. It's no different than why you shop at places that carry your hair products. It is about your representation and your voice at the table so that you know emphatically that your rights are being protected.
Yes. I'm sorry, I'm trying to be, fair, but I'm loving what you're saying. It's hard not to be moved.
You know, and again, let me just take that for a minute. I get you have a job to be fair, but the truth is, ain't nobody being fair to me. I've been misrepresented about who I am. So when you want to come out and say, no, this is the person who is qualified in this race, and I know you wouldn't ask any of this, but in this race for attorney general, I'm the only one who's ever represented my community. The other people I'm running against are, men who just decided, oh, I want to go run at the statewide level. No, I worked my way through the ranks. I served as an assistant state attorney, prosecuting cases as a young lawyer. Then I switched over to the other side. I became a assistant public defender, where I stayed there for 10 years fighting against the system. And then I decided to go back inside the system and practice as a more mature state attorney, where I was prosecuting sex cases, domestic violence cases, and even homicide cases. And after that, I decided to run to be the state attorney for the Ninth Circuit, which is the Orange and Osceola County area. I did that, but I also served my profession. I'm a past president of multiple bar associations, representing, the regional director for the National Bar. I have done the work to elevate here. So when you want to talk about being fair, we're not even in a fair fight, because my qualifications outweigh anyone, and my courage and drive to do what is right. I understand what injustice looks like, but I also understand the pathway to justice. And that's why I'm running, and that's what makes me different.
Come on now, Queen, you better give us these receipts. Come on. I love it. And you know what? The crazy thing too, as a woman, especially in your position, you see that a lot of times people in your position have to come with these long resumes and all of these accolades just to get into the race, where, counterparts don't have to do that. And so I think it just shows how prepared you are for this job and why you're the right person for this job. I'm gonna just shamelessly say I'm endorsing you. I want to say right now, for this attorney general position, you've already got my vote. I mailed it in. And so I wanted my audience to definitely meet you and get to know you a little bit more. I wanted to know the job of the attorney general. Our audience is mainly millennial. We're here in South Florida. I want people to know what that job is and what you'll do when elected to that position.
All right, so let's take, for example, this legislative session that frustrated a lot of people. When you saw the voting, the districts change, the congressional districts and some of the Senate, all of that changed. In 2010, Floridians voted to add to our Constitution fair districts, which means that anything that violates that violates the Florida Constitution. The Attorney General is the guard of that Constitution. So when the governor said, hey, Supreme Court, is this legitimate? She should have stood up and said, you don't have to ask them. I will write an advisory opinion and let you know that not only is this against the people, it is against our Constitution. And anyone who sues upon this, I'm not going to defend it. When the abortion issue happened and the 15-week abortion ban happened here in the state of Florida, that was against our privacy right. There is a privacy provision in our Florida state constitution, and the cases are very clear from the Supreme Court previously that privacy provision protects a woman's right to have an abortion. So knowing that exists, and then we have an attorney general who's saying, no, I'm going to support the abortion ban. I'm going to support the governor. You are violating our rights. So as the attorney general, we should know her name. She should know what we want. She should know how the Constitution should protect us and guard us. That's what it's all about, is ensuring that our constitutional rights and freedoms are not violated, and someone who knows that it's being violated and how to fix it. The attorney general is your attorney. I'm the people's lawyer. My job is to protect you, to fight for you, to stand for you. That's what this is all about.
Yes. Thank you so much for breaking that down, because a lot of times I feel like, just as the average citizen, we don't understand a lot of times these positions. We hear the big titles, we see, you on TV, but we don't really fully understand what the job is. And so thank you so much for breaking that down.
I'll add one more thing. So the attorney general is also part of the Florida cabinet. And the Florida cabinet is different than at the federal level, because you often hear, the president's cabinet. No, we're not the governor's cabinet in the state of Florida. We are the Florida cabinet. We belong to the people. And the cabinet was created in order to decentralize the power of the governor. So when you have the cabinet members just constantly supporting him, they're not even serving their original purpose. And the cabinet is made up of the attorney general, the CFO, which is the chief financial officer, and the commissioner of agriculture. So when, for example, there's clemency hearings, they're all on that board to determine whether or not clemency will be granted. They're the ones who take that decision just solely from the governor to vote upon it as a board. They do the administrative process. There's a whole lot that they are over and oversee in order to make sure that the level of justice is consistent, and the voice isn't just that centralized with the governor. It levels it out.
Got it. And so you're running as a Democrat, correct?
Yes.
But I know you have to represent all the people. I wanted to know, what are some things that you want to do when elected that'll set you apart from who's currently in that position? What are some things that you want to implement or you want to do for the people of Florida?
Well, first, what makes me different is that I'll show up for the people. I mean, let's just start there. But policy-wise, the things that I did as state attorney, I led this state in reforms, creating bail reform. I do believe we need bail reform. I think we also need a statewide conviction integrity unit. We had a conviction integrity unit that I started in the Orlando area, where we saw wrongful convictions. And we know that prosecutors get it wrong. As a matter of fact, when it comes to even death penalty, Florida leads the nation in death row exonerations, meaning we get it wrong the most. And we don't have any state level conviction integrity. I also want to make sure that we have our civil rights unit very well robust, that can begin to investigate the patterns and practices of law enforcement agencies that are violating people's rights. That's a part of it. But also a statewide Brady list, meaning that we have a list of officers who are violating individuals. The key to this is making sure that we are pushing criminal justice reforms, but that we're also holding corporate interests accountable. So when people are polluting our waters, our air, and damaging our ecosystem, if they're funding the campaign of the attorney general, then very likely it's easy to turn that blind eye. I'm not funded by them. So you pollute our waters, you damage our ecosystem, I can come after you as the attorney general, and looking at those standards is what I'm going to do. People are also concerned about affordable housing. I believe that we need to have a renter's bill of rights. It is important for people not to be exploited and displaced just because a landlord can. And those are the ways that we have to begin to protect the people and not the powerful. The attorney general is that person, and those are some of the things that I certainly want to do. I also want to make sure that we are pursuing real public safety. A lot of times when people talk about public safety, they're only talking about mass incarceration of Blacks and Latinos and poor people. And okay, you can take them off the street, but there's still guns on the street violating people. There are still, workers who go to work every single day, especially frontline workers, in hospitals who didn't have the safety for COVID. There are people who are afraid to send their kids to school. That's all what public safety is. And those are things that I want to implement as the next attorney general, is ensuring we're getting guns off the streets. I want to ensure that domestic violence is reduced, because when you look at these mass shootings, many of the people have a history of domestic violence. And if we're not taking it, serious at that level, then let's not be shocked when we're dealing with, bigger issues.
No, thank you so much. That was really good. And I'm hoping that the audience is really, taking note and seeing how passionate you are and the difference that you're going to bring to this position. So thank you. I want to know, just to switch gears a little bit, I know this campaign trail is really stressful. A lot of time music helps us through. I want to know what's on your playlist. What's on your playlist right now that's getting you through, that's giving you the energy, that push to make it to that finish line? What are you listening to?
I swear you will feel it, and I hope your listeners and viewers do. It depends on the hour, because I can go from fight song, this is my fight song, I'm ready to fight, to some Kirk Franklin, Lord help me, to some to some hype, Biggie. It just depends on that moment, or when I get the appreciation and the love from the people. It really just depends. I have probably the most diverse playlist that goes from angry to praying to to hyping to falling in love. I think that's just the nature of it. So right now, what I play the most is fight song. I don't know if you heard that. This is my fight song. Take back my. That's how I feel.
Okay. I've heard it before.
I play that left and right because I'm in a fight, but I still got a lot of fight left in me, and I'm ready to win this primary and keep going all the way through the general.
Come on now, let's go. Before I let you go, just in your own words, why should people vote for you? And then let them know how they could connect with you, where they could support you. Just all that information. But let them know in your words why they should vote for you.
Thank you. I am running to be Florida's next Attorney General, and I'm asking for your vote because I'm qualified and because I care. Because I have the experience to do exactly what it takes in order to undo many of these injustices that we may not see impacting us today, but will impact us along the way. And we need to make certain us and future generations are protected, and that we live in a real free, not just because somebody says it's free, but it is truly a free, just, and equal society, that we are safe and that we have an economy that works for everyone. I would ask that you visit my website to learn more specifically about me at AramisAyalaFL.com. You can also follow me on Twitter at AramisAyalaFL. But either way, early voting is underway until Sunday, and I would ask for your vote before Sunday or on Election Day on August 23rd. After I win this primary, I'll ask for your vote again on November 8th. Thank you very much.
Come through. Look, I stand a queen. That stands for the people. I appreciate you for taking time to speak to me and my audience at High Low News. Like I said, supporting local media, supporting Black-owned media is very important. And so I really appreciate you for taking time. And I wish you the luck. You got my vote. Audience, I'm endorsing her. We got to vote for her. We need this queen in that position. We need that Attorney General that's going to fight for us and do all the things that we need. So again, vote for Aramis. Early voting, Election Day, August 23rd, and then again on November 8th, correct?
Thank you. Thank you so very much.
Do it. Thank you again for joining me.
Have a good one.
Bye.